We start like normal with our magic ring. Grab it here, go around 2 fingers, and right up here we're going to cross it over. I use this other finger here to grab it. We're going to go under this loop and pull this one through, giving it a slight twist. Then we grab this loose part again and pull it through. This that is at the ball here, this little chain that you've made there, it doesn't actually count as a chain. You're going to tighten it so that it is the knot that's holding everything together. This loop, that's your magic ring, but it's way too floppy. I always like to make mine much smaller. So this is how you tighten it. You don't want to tighten it all the way because the whole point of it is that you can put your stitches in there. So we are going to put our 8 single crochets into this ring here. And now before we join it here, we can tighten this up a little. If you tighten it too much right now, this stitch that you're about to use for joining will disappear. It'll get too tiny. So you don't want to have a giant gap here, but you do want to join this before you tighten it all the way. And now I'm doing the invisible join, so I'm going through the back, and it's kind of a weird way to join things if you're not used to that. And now you can tighten it. However, know that this is going to come loose if you don't weave it in. So you can go ahead and tighten it at the moment, but it's actually not going to stay until you're done weaving it all in. This would normally be where we pick up our next string, the other color. When we are doing the skipping, which is optional, of course, I hope you know that this is optional, we're just going to loosen this up a little bit so that we can get into the front loop. We're going to pretend that round 2 just doesn't exist, and we're going to do round 3 because we're using our contrasting color. And round 3 says that we do a double crochet corner. And how can we possibly do a double crochet corner when we're stuck here, right? So what we've got to do is loosen this up just enough that you can get into the front loop. My front loop's a bit tight. We're going to do a slip knot. So we pull the loop through what we had just gone into and the loop that was on our hook. And now we chain 3. 1, 2, oops, my yarn split there, 3. So this counts. We're trying to do a double crochet corner, which is a double crochet, a chain, and a double crochet in the front loop. So this 2 counts as our double crochet. The third one is the chain between the 2 double crochets. So to finish our double crochet corner, we yarn over and do a double crochet in the same front loop that we had just slip stitched into. So that's the corner, the double crochet corner. The rest of the side says 3 double crochets. And it's easier for me to remember when I have the other round reminding me. But for this, because there's no round showing you, remember that your first double crochet of the row goes into the same spot as the corner. So we're going to go in there again. The last double crochet of the side, when we get to this side, will also go into this corner. So we've got 3 double crochets on the side, which means this is our first one. Our second one, we're using the front loop. And the third one. That's the end of the asterisk. So now we would turn our work so that we're doing the next side. And the first thing we do is a double crochet corner, which goes into this same spot. We're going to do a double crochet, a chain, and a double crochet, and that counts as our double crochet corner. Then to do the side of 3 double crochets, the first one goes here in the same spot. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Turn our work. The first thing we do is a corner, which goes in the same spot that we had just used. 1 chain, which I used to say and to remind me. So 1 and 2, that's my corner. Then 3 double crochets is 1 in the same spot. The second double crochet of the side gets its own loop. Lucky him, right? And 3. My little yarn ball is getting over here. I pulled it from the center, so of course I got like this mini barf. And we are now on the final side. We're going to start with the corner, so it goes in here. So this little stitch here, he's going to have the last double crochet of the side, double crochet, chain, double crochet for the corner, and the first double crochet of the next side. Remember, 1 and 2, that's the corner. Then we got 3 double crochets, 1, 2. Now the third one, you might be tempted to use the join. You can see that there's a loop here. That's the joining spot. You're going to ignore it. It's invisible, right? This is where we want to join it. We had been using the front loop. This is the spot. So our third double crochet of the side goes right into that same spot. And now we join into the top of the double crochet. And for us, that was 2 chains, which means that we're going to join it. We're going to leave this chain as the corner. We're going to join it into the second chain. 1, 2, 3 chains. This is the corner chain. 1, 2, that's the top of our double crochet. And I'm still going to do my invisible one, the invisible join that's not actually invisible. This yarn splits very easily, sorry about that. And that is round 3. Now for October, you can actually skip round 4 as well. So we're going to do the same process. So we are going to go into the front loop of the corner chain. So that's why this chain, we had left it there. We're just going to go into the front loop. We are now working on round 5. We're going to slip stitch into that chain, right through it, chain 2 for the first double crochet in our corner stitch, chain 1 between each of the corner stitches, and finish the double crochet corner by using the front loop of the chain, and that's our double crochet corner of round 5. Now the rest of round 5 says 7 double crochets. So we're going to go all the way across here using the front loops, and our first one has to go in the same spot we just did. So that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and our 7th one, if you were counting correctly, the 7th one should be in the chain, which is the corner. So the front loop of the chain, that's number 7. Now we turn our work and we're doing the next side. It starts with a double crochet corner. So in this chain is where we put our corner stitches. We're going to go 1 double crochet, chain 1, second double crochet. That's the corner stitch. Now we have to do 7 across again. The first stitch goes into the corner stitch. So you just continue with the pattern as written, and that is what it's going to look like. The wrong side will show you whether you have skipped those rounds or not, but the front side will look good either way. Thanks for watching my video. Bye guys!